Other interesting business news, you have Saab old production gears for sale 10 plus years later. Now, for those who might not remember, Saab used to be a pretty cool, automotive company. They had pretty unique vehicles, and they used to be all around in the 90s, early 2000s. Unfortunately, like many companies, they were bought by General Motors, which, yeah, spoiler alert, they destroyed the company, which is kind of what GM does to most of the brands they buy. And that was one of the companies that, when General Motors went bankrupt in 2009, they decided to kill that brand permanently, along with Pontiac and a couple other ones that people, well, I still loved and some people bought. And a lot of people wonder what's going to happen. Well, Spiker, which makes a beautifully handcrafted vehicle, also known for aerospace, they tried to buy out Saab. Didn't really work out at the end. So a lot of people are wondering what happened to all that. And they kind of forget Saab is still around, not really in America, but hilariously enough, their whole heritage, it's all about aerospace and defense contracting, which is a hilarious juxtaposition because a lot of people think of automobiles as, civilian grade, because that's what Saab made for the most part in terms of customer, optics. But no, I think it's important to remember how awesome Saab really is. So if you go to Saab.com, you don't see cars, but you see some of the coolest planes. Like, you got submarines, missiles. I mean, they pretty much make everything you could possibly need to take over the world or defend your country, whatever you're thinking about doing. I mean, and the cool thing about getting these cars was they brag about having the same engineering capabilities, same engineering resources. You'd be, oh yeah, you have same mechanics and designers that are making these bulletproof planes. They're also making your car. I mean, it is a very unique, cool value add, but unfortunately, it didn't pan out. Let's see, what do they have in terms of land vehicles? Well, there you go. Got tanks, got air to ground or surface, or yeah, air to surface missiles. Well, there you go. There's a nice looking Saab there. It is kind of funny to think like this. A lot of Americans don't realize, yeah, Saab the car company, they're gone. Unfortunately, they used to make really cool stuff, but Saab as a business, oh, they are still alive and well. Now, going to the actual article, it comes to us thanks to The Drive, specifically Andrew Collins, who's a writer over there. And he says, quote, "You can buy Saab's old production lines at the Trollhagen factory. It's finally being liquidated. Gigantic presses that help make Saab cars are for sale as the defunct automaker's Swedish factory is liquidated after more than a decade in limbo." Here you can see the cool factory over there. And again, if you have, I would love to have a Saab sign. And obviously, if you watch the show on Rumble or on the YouTube, you can see I collect old defunct business signs behind me for display. I have no idea how you get it from that country to here. But yeah, that sign on that machine, I would love to get that. And I pay 500 fees. Let me know if you somehow come across those. But yeah, look at those giant presses. Now they continue saying, quote, "Saab we knew and loved as cute and quirky car company died in 2011. Since then, there have been a few gasps of hope for its return, but nothing serious even ever materialized. Today, we have a new line item for Swedish automakers' post-mortem history. The Trollhättan Saab factory, presses, and manufacturing equipment are for sale. Anyone want to buy them to start stamping out 9.3s again?" Which, again, that'd be awesome, but because of government regulations, emissions, all that crap, well, even if you bought this gear, you couldn't make those old cars again. I mean, especially in the US where they hate, they make it very prohibitive to make any car company, let alone if you want to actually like make a car that's cheap and affordable. Just not going to happen. Now, they say that, quote, "Saab, the company, is still very much alive and employs 22,000 people selling fighter jets, air weapons systems, and other tools of," I love how they frame this, "tools of war." Come on, The Drive. That's a little aggressive. You mean tools of defense. Remember, the best offense is a good defense, some might say. But I'm not a sports science coach, so maybe I don't know. Now they say, quote, "The Saab, the automaker, had rough for a ride. It's," well, let's see here. Apologies, a little top up there. "It's really a brilliant brand. It's probably one of the biggest brand mismanagement stories in history of the automotive industry." This according to Tim Urquhart. He was talking about that when the company was collapsing. And here you can see one of the cool advertisements where, you have the Saab jet fighter, the car, and then a commercial plane, all in the same picture. So that looks like that picture is from 1992. Oh, 1990 as well, not 1992. I mean, they look really cool. They're pretty neat. I like that kind of stuff. Now, they can see in the quote, "Saab automobiles got scooped up by Chinese-Swedish investment firm called Nevs. And 2013 looks like they might start going again, but only after a couple miles are gone off the assembly line, they shut it down completely." And here you can see more of these presses here. Looks like, yeah, can't imagine how much it is to weigh it. Now the crazy thing is they even have some vintage stuff. They actually show a press from 1969 that would have been used around the same time as the original Saab 95 wagon, which, yeah, I almost feel like Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones. It belongs in a museum. I mean, talk about a cool piece of history, and it breaks my heart because I just, it almost seems inevitable with all the government regulations, all this kind of stuff. A lot of these are just going to be turned into scrap metal, which, I mean, geez, just in terms of Swedish history, I think they should at least go to a couple museums. Hopefully it doesn't all get sent to the smelter. But yeah, it's interesting. Because again, they were, after all the companies trying to buy them, no one could really get it back off the ground. And unfortunately, I mean, the gear just started gathering more and more dust. So it'll be interesting to see, does anyone buy them at the end of the day? What do they end up doing with it? Is it just sold for scrap? But unfortunately, again, I'm not a gambling man, but if I were a gambling man, I'd say the odds of those machines being turned on and used again, probably probably 0.000725% approximately. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, because as always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.